and that is to see that this defendant never again has the opportunity to walk the streets of our community as a free man.
Hello, my name is Paco Rivera, and this is the Maximum Sentence channel, where we discuss a recent crime and conviction and a maximum penalty handed down. You can also follow me on Facebook for updates. There will be a link to my Facebook in the description below. The case I'm going to talk about today is interesting for several reasons. For one, the woman who was charged, convicted, and sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Deputy Blane Lane didn't actually kill anyone. Also, the gun that she was holding, which did look like a real gun, was actually a BB gun. And not only were BBs not fired, it is very unlikely they would have killed anybody even if she had fired the gun. Yet another interesting fact about this case is that the death of the deputy was caused by a bullet fired from the gun of another sheriff's deputy. So it'll be interesting to see in comments later what you guys think about this. The events that took place in October of the year 2022 took place in Polk County, Florida, where the very popular Legoland theme park, which also contains beautiful botanical gardens, is located in Winter Haven. Just a 20-minute drive from Winter Haven is Polk City, a small town about 40 miles southwest of Orlando, with a population of just under 3,000 people living there. But apparently, they do have their share of problems in that small town with drugs and crime. Just after 2 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, October 4th of the year 2022, the Polk County, Florida Sheriff's Office received a Crime Stoppers tip that 46-year-old Cheryl Lynn Williams, who had an outstanding felony warrant for failure to appear in court for a possession of methamphetamine charge, was at a home on Foxtown South, a road in Polk City. Cheryl Williams had a criminal history that included 11 felonies and 4 misdemeanors, and she had spent 9 years in a Florida state prison after being sentenced to 11 years for trafficking meth. So apparently, when she got out, she just continued doing what she was doing that got her sent to prison in the first place. Some people just don't learn. 4 deputies arrived at the location and knocked on the door. One of the residents opened the front door and said that Cheryl Williams is somewhere in the rear of the house. 3 of the 4 deputies went inside the house. Deputy Blane Lane, however, was instructed to stay outside and monitor other doors and the windows of the house in case the woman tried to escape. The deputies entered a room near the back of the house, and Cheryl Williams pointed a BB gun at the deputies. But the BB gun looks like a real gun, as you can see here. This is an actual photo of the gun. So she points a BB gun at 3 deputies who have real guns. That, my friends, sounds like a death wish. This obviously sounds like someone who refuses to go back to prison. Anyway, the deputies, looking at what they believed was a real gun pointed at them, fired their guns at Cheryl Williams. She was wounded and dropped to the floor. The next thing you know, Deputy Blane Lane, outside the house, was heard on the radio saying that he had been shot, that he was shot in the arm, he said. It would later be learned that one of the deputies inside, shooting at Cheryl Williams, had one of his bullets, unfortunately, go through a wall of the house, striking Deputy Lane in the arm. What Blane Lane didn't know at the time was that the bullet not only went through his arm, it then penetrated into his chest. Now, Deputy Lane was wearing a bulletproof vest, but because of the angle that the bullet entered his body, that area was not protected. As you can see here, that vest was removed from Lane while he was being treated. Both Deputy Lane and Cheryl Williams were quickly transported to Lakeland Hospital. The wounds to Cheryl Williams were not fatal, and she survived. Tragically, Deputy Lane did not survive. That case didn't go to trial until 3 years later, in 2025, last year. And on September 11, 2025, Cheryl Williams was found guilty of second-degree murder, resisting an officer without violence, aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of methamphetamine. According to reporters in the courtroom covering the trial, Cheryl Williams did not express any emotion as each conviction was read. And 8 days later, on September 19, she was sentenced. And she learned that she will be spending the rest of her life behind bars. Life in prison without parole. And as you can see here from her criminal record, she got a life sentence multiple times for multiple convictions of the crime that happened that night, including a sentence of 74 years just for the possession of meth. Whoever heard of getting 74 years for drug possession? I guess the state of Florida wanted to punish her really good. Deputy Blane Lane was born on January 12, 2001 in Brandon, Florida. He was only 21 years old, and he was living in Fort Meade, Florida. Blane was a graduate of Mulberry High School, where he played football and golf and was active in Future Farmers of America studies. According to his family, since the age of 4, it was Blane's dream to become a cop. In September of the year 2020, he attended the Polk State College Law Enforcement Detention Academy, from where he later graduated, and fulfilled his dream when he went to work for the Polk County Sheriff's Office as a detention officer. He was sworn in and became a deputy sheriff in January of 2022, the year that he was killed. His favorite pastimes included going to the shooting range, running, fishing, golf, football, and baseball. Blane attended Together Church in Lakeland, Florida. Obituary information for Blane Lane does not mention a surviving wife, but he did, at his young age of 21, have 3 children, including one that he hadn't met yet. He was also survived by other family members, including his mom, Cheryl Lane, who has since gotten a tattoo on her arm with Lane's badge number to honor her son. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more of these recent true crime stories so that you're alerted when the next one comes out. You can also follow me on Facebook for updates. There will be a link to my Facebook in the description below. My name is Paco Rivera. Thank you for watching. Take care, and bye for now.